Hotep, 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 Hotep. Dua U, Dua O, Dua U. Yeah, shout out to every melanated person, all conscious beings around the world. All melanated beings, all Abatum, black pod of mother seed. That is black pod of what? Nature, the Abatum, the melanin. Do you understand? Shout out to every conscious soul around the world. I've always been telling you, so far as I'm concerned, there will not be any truth that will be hidden from us. Do you understand? Yo, Kina, welcome. So today we are going viral. Do you understand? Today we are going viral. Okay, today we are going to learn about Allah. We are going to learn about Allah. We are going to learn about the moon god. Do you understand? Hinakose, 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 Hinakose te, mate kose ananse, ma ananse kose odumankuma, ma odumankuma bo ade. Do you understand? Who gave words? Who gave words? Who gave words? Who gave words to Tehuti? Tehuti is the moon god, divine wisdom, and Seshat. They are both masculine and what? Feminine energy for the moon god. It's Tehuti who gave words to Anansi. Anansi means the spider god. Now the spider god gave birth or gave the words to Odumankuma. Odumankuma in Akan represents what? The great supreme being, the Nganga. Oh, do you understand? Now the Odumankuma created the world. Now nature came into being. So I've been telling you, life started in darkness. All life is coming from darkness. Without light, without darkness, there is no light. Do you understand? Before the rainbow has to take its color or its shape, there should be darkness. Before the rain appears, or before we see the rain from the firmament, there should be darkness. Okay, and always I've been telling you, the moon, okay, it's not any entity or it's not any bad demonic spirit. If you go to Bible, Jeremiah chapter 44 verse 16, do you understand? Jeremiah 44 verse 16, 17 downwards. They worship the queen of heaven, and the queen of heaven signifies what? The moon. Do you understand? We are not born into sin. We are born into skin. But definitely, sin god, the sin god is what? The moon god. Do you understand? The sin god is the moon god. Do you understand? So we are not born into sin. We are born into skin. Okay? You go to Encyclopedia Google, you Google and you see sin god. Do you understand? It represents what? The moon god. Do you understand? And Christian Allah, Muslims calls those things God what? Allah. Do you understand? The moon god is called by what? Muslim Allah. Do you understand? In ancient Mesopotamia, do you understand? They worship what? The queen of heaven. Do you understand? And the queen of heaven represents what? The moon god. And now they worship it as what? Allah. Okay, so today we are here to go viral. And I'm telling you, and I'm going to expose to you that it is our rare cult of nature. They are fasting. Okay, Muslims are fasting. Do you understand? When the moon appears, or when the moon appeared, they started their fasting. Do you understand? And when the moon is going to die, they will end their fasting. They are worshiping the moon god because this is the 9th month, and they know that every 9 months a child is born. Do you understand? So they know they are going to fertilize what? Themselves and what? Nature. Do you understand? It is a secret above every Muslim. Do you understand? Yes, it's a secret. I'm opening it to you. Do you understand? You not get this secret. Today I was opening it to one Muslim who is doing his fasting. I told him, my brother, me, I study the moon and the sun. Do you understand? I move according to the moon and the sun. Nana, welcome. Nana, I salute you. Nana, welcome. Nana Kofi. Sure. So I told him, me, I follow nature. Do you understand? You're a good child. You're highly welcome. Everyone is highly welcome, okay? I follow the cycles of the moon and the sun. Do you understand? It is the moon and the sun that controls what? Nature. Okay? So, when you read the Bible, Moses went to the mountain. Okay? The mountain Sinai. Because the moon is called the sun god, it appears on the mountain, and we got mountain Sinai, mountain Sinai. So when Moses went to the mountain, there was a fire burning within what? The bush. Now Moses removed his sandals and bowed down and kissed the earth. This represents what? How Allah people, Muslims, they pray to what? Nature. They bow down, they kiss the earth. They use their forehead to hit Mother Earth, and they kiss the earth. That is what Moses did in the Bible. Do you understand? But today, I'm going to prove to all my conscious beings that this cosmology, this truth is coming from our own rare cult of nature. This cosmology is coming from Afu-Ra Khan's cult of nature. Do you understand? Me baba be bieso no bi ate ase no hu se the American ene ne ayomo ye no eye yen yamamle a edi kan e wo osase we so. Do you understand? What I'm telling you is the true story about our Afu-Ra Khan's cult of nature, culture. Do you understand? I will not come here and lie to my melanated beings. Always I've been telling you, I'm here for truth. If you are here, please share for everywhere. Share in your email, Twitter, Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, any groups that you join, share. Do you understand? Because today we are going to learn about the cycles of the moon. And it is a deep cosmology which has been hidden from us. If you know the cycles of the moon, you are able to elaborate. You are able to know how nature will manifest in the next moment, in the next month, in the next years. Do you understand? Sure. So, in our cosmology, we have the moon called Uset. Do you understand? The moon is called Uset. The first moon, our ancestors called the first moon Uset. Do you understand? And Uset represents what? The moon. Okay? And our ancestors also represent the first sun as Set. The first sun as what? Usa. Forgive me to say. The first sun. Our ancestors represent the first sun as what? Usa. Okay? And the first darkness as what? Set. Okay? So Usa and Set were brothers. Do you understand? And Uset was husband to what? Usa. Okay? This is a legendary cosmology from our pet aunt Heru. Do you understand? Sure. The cosmology or the truth story about our cult of nature, okay, from ancient Kemet, ancient Knesset, North and Southern what? Sudan. Do you understand? This is the cosmology. Do you understand? So Uset represents what? The first moon, and Usa represents the first sun, and darkness represents what? Distraction, which represents what? Set. Okay, so Usa and Uset was what? Were husband and wife, and Set was the brother of what? Usa. Do you understand? So the first day the sun appeared, okay, it gave us what? Light. Do you understand? It gave us light, and during the 12 hours of the what? The skies, the movement of the skies, and it falls. Do you understand? At 6 o'clock p.m. Now, the sun now went to the underworld, and our ancestors said that darkness has taken over, meaning Set has killed what? Usa. Do you understand? Forgive me. Meaning Set has killed what? Usa. Do you understand? Usa represents the first sun, and when the first sun sets, do you understand? Our ancestors signify darkness as what? Distraction. So they call darkness as what? Set. So when the sun sets, our ancestors said Usa was killed by his brother, who is called what? Set, or who was called what? Set. That is darkness. So in the night, you see the sun arises from the horizon. Do you understand? And move across the heavens, 12 hours of the day. Okay, now 12 hours of the night, underworld. Do you understand? And when it sets, our ancestors said that the sun has been killed by what? Set, who is a brother to what? Usa. And Usa is a husband to Uset. Do you understand? Sure. So when Usa died, okay, when the sun set, darkness took over. And when darkness took over, it is the moon that controls what? Darkness. Do you understand? It is the moon that controls darkness. And before the moon arises, before the moon what? Start as what? A crescent moon. A sea. Do you understand? The crescent moon represents the Asesegwa in Akan. A sea. That is what? When we are what? Instituting what? A chief. We call it what? A sea. Yesino. Ahine. A sea. The king sitting on what? The queen what? Chamber. Do you understand? A sea and a wusi. Do you understand? Sure. Today we are not going there. Okay. So now the sun sets. Do you understand? The night, darkness came, and now the moon appeared as a crescent moon. Before every crescent moon appears, it appears from west. Okay. Before every crescent moon appears, it appears from what? The west. And the sun also dies at the west. And if you learn science, they will tell you that the moon receives its energy from what? The sun. So before the first day of the moon, as a crescent moon, when the sun sets, after sunset, now you see the crescent moon. Do you understand? Now, our ancestors said that Seth divided what? Usa's body into 14 pieces. When Seth killed what? Usa. That is the king who is what? The husband to what? Uset, the queen. Do you understand? They were the first gods to live on Mother Earth, to teach us what? Cosmology, to teach us what? Agriculture and life. Do you understand? Sure. So when Usa was dead, when Seth killed Usa, do you understand? He divided his body into 14 pieces. Some books also talks about what? Usa's body divided into what? 16 pieces. Do you understand? His body was divided into 14 pieces. Some books also recognize it as what? 16 pieces. And I will explain everything here. So now, he threw the body of Usa into the river Nile. Do you understand? And when we talk about the river Nile, they are just talking about the great cosmic what? Blackness of what? Water around the dome. Mama Nu and Nunet. Do you understand? That is called Mami water and Papa water in a can. Nu represent the masculine energy of the water, primordial waters. Nunet represent what? The feminine energy of the primordial waters. So Nu and Nunet are husband and wife. Mami water and Papa water, they are husband and wife. Also, they are what? Brothers and sisters. Do you understand? Now that is the blackness of what? Water. Now Usa's body was what? Threw into the what? River Nile. Do you understand? Cut into 14 pieces. Some book also recognize what? 16 bodies of what? Usa being thrown into what? River Nile. Now, the 14 pieces of Usa's body, which was thrown into the River Nile, represent the faces of the moon. Okay. Now, Uset saw that Usa was killed. Usa was killed by what? His brother Seth. Now, Uset as a husband, okay, to Uset. Uset as a husband to Usa. Do you understand? Uset, who is a feminine energy, the moon, who is a husband, who is a what? A wife to what? The sun. That is Usa. Now try to give a proper barrier to his what? Her husband, who is what? Usa. So Uset started searching for the what? The body of what? Usa. Okay. Uset started searching for the body of what? Usa, so that he can bring it into bring it what? As one body, and now call the spirit to what? Resonate and infuse with her spirit, so that they be what? A new birth. Do you understand? So now the 14 faces of the moon, okay, the 14 faces of the moon represent the 14 bodies of what? Usa, which was caught by what? Seth and threw into the river Nile. Do you understand? And when Uset, which is what? The moon, looking for her husband, who is what? Usa, so that she can bury or what? Give a proper barrier for what? Usa, represent what? The incantations that the moon has been what? Doing always. Do you understand? That is when the moon starts its phases. The crescent moon, it continues to move. Do you understand? On 14 days, now it starts to be full. After full 3 days, it starts to descend again 14 days and goes to die. Some cosmology also states that the body was cut into 16 pieces. Do you understand? That is why we have what? 14 plus 14 will give you 28. That is why every month has what? 28 days. Okay? And in the leap year, we have 29 days. Do you understand? In our ancient calendar, in our ancient cosmology. Do you understand? So Uset now gathered the body of what? Usa. Okay? And started to bury what? Usa for what? A proper barrier. Now, if you go to church, they will tell you Mary, okay, Mary gave birth to Jesus with the spirit of what? With the Holy Ghost. It's just talking about Tehuti, okay, which represents what? The divine knowledge, okay, the divine wisdom, what? Behind what? The moon's what? Cycles. Do you understand? Tehuti spoke to what? Uset, that she should what? Find a proper barrier for what? Usa. And now they will give birth to what? Hiru, who is the newborn son, who is going to rule the world. Do you understand? Now, so Usa did her incantations. Now, after 14 days, now the moon becomes full. And when the moon becomes full, you see a feminine energy, a woman giving birth to a child. That is a woman with a child on the laps. A woman with a child, which represents the queen of heaven, which represents what? Uset. Now, the body of Usa being resurrected from the dead and fusing with what? Uset's body to give birth to what? Hiru as a newborn son, who is the new son. This is the immaculate birth. Do you understand? This is the immaculate birth. Okay, so Uset did incantations, and the body of Usa was able to resonate, infused with what? Uset to give birth to what? A new boy, who is a new son, who is Heru. Do you understand? This is what was plagiarized in the Christian cosmology. Do you understand? Everything is coming from our cosmology. So, the moon takes its energy from the sun. Do you understand? Let me show you something over here. That is the moon. Do you understand? That is the moon. Okay? Yes. If I say everything, I have to prove it to my people. In our cosmology, they said, Utumle na wachiresiye. That means you have to give reference to everything that you are saying. I always come here and I tell my melanated beings, do not trust me. Do not respond on my messages that I'm giving to you, but do your own research. Do your own research so that you can find your own truth. Don't trust everything I'm saying. Go get your books, Amazon, everywhere. Do you understand? The libraries, and do your own research. Do you understand? That is the moon. Okay? That is the moon, and that is the sun. Do you understand? That is the sun. Let me capture the sun well for you. That is the sun, okay? That is the moon, that is the sun, okay? And the sun is now infusing. Who is Usa? Usa, who is the sun, is now infusing, giving energy. Do you understand? To the moon. Okay? Usa, who is the sun, is now giving energy to the moon. Do you understand? And in due time, in no time, now the moon will become full. Meaning, Usa, body has what? Resurrected from the death. Okay? The 14 pieces of the body of what? Usa, which was threw into the river Nile. Okay? Now, Uset is now doing in the incantations. So in a few 6 days, you see the moon becoming full. Then full moon ritual appears. So this is the moon, okay? And this is the sun. This is the moon. Do you understand? So the sun and the moon are having intercourse this afternoon. So if you are there, you can do a nice ritual. You can get wine in your right hand. You can get water in your left hand. Okay? Your right hand represents the masculine energy, that is the sun. And your left hand represents what? The feminine energy, which is what? The moon. Do you understand? Now you pour your libation. Or you can get hot water. Okay? And cold water. The hot water in your hands. Right hands, because the hot water represents the sun, the masculine energy, heat. And the cold water represents the moon. Anajo. Do you understand? Coldness. Okay? So, when Uset did the incantations, now the body fuses or came to fuse with what? Uset's body, and now Uset was conceived. Uset conceived and now gave birth to what? Heru, who is the newborn son, who is now going to defeat Set and become a king forever. And Set cannot rule again. Do you understand? So when we talk about Set and Usa, it's just talking about light and darkness. Okay, and when we talk about the Uset doing the incantations, calling the spirit of Usa, represent the cycles of the moon, the phases of the moon before the moon becomes full. 14 phases of the moon before it becomes full, or before it becomes full. It becomes full for 3 days, it starts to decrease. 14 days again. Do you understand? Before it now goeth to die. And 14 plus 14 will give you 28. That giveth what? Our month. We work for 1 month. 1 moon. It's 1 month. 1 month coming from 1 moon. And we take our salaries. The clouds are taking over the moon. Do you understand? We work for 1 moon, 1 month, and we take salaries. Women menstruate with the cycles of the moon. Do you understand? The sanctuary of our return from the ancestral realm through Nana Great Abosom Heteru Bosom Efi, which is the sanctuary for Tehuti and Seshat, to inscribe our soul, our ka in our head region, to give us what? Our functioning in F or on F. Do you understand? So the moon and the sun, okay, is a masculine and feminine energy. So today I'm going to show you how to calculate for the moon, the cycles of the moon. if you are a feminine energy and you are here, you have to be very critical about these messages or this message I'm giving you. Because if you are a feminine energy, if you are a melanated person or a melanated being as a womb man, you are a representation of the moon, Uset. And if you are an Afurakan as a melanated man, you are a representation of the sun. And we are the great beings from Mother Nature, Mother Inte. Do you understand? So now 28th, 27th, 28th, the moon will become full. The moon started 12th of this month, and it will be full on 28th of this month. It will go off to die 14 days after 28th, 14 days after 3 days of 27th, 28th, then 29th. You count another 14 days. Do you understand? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you just a vibration about the moon. Do you understand? And how to calculate it. Okay. But when we talk about the cycles of the moon, or when we talk about the moon, the 14 phases of the moon, they represent the 14 bodies of what? Usa, which was what? Caught by what? Set and threw into the river Nile. That is how the moon started with what? The crescent moon, and it becomes full. Do you understand? So when the moon appears, now I've told you the moon started on 12th, okay, of this month, April. The moon appeared on 12th April, and the Muslims started their fasting. Do you understand? They started their fasting, okay. And I will expose Allah before we close. Do you understand? I will expose small so that we can go viral the next time. Let's continue. Sure. So the moon is powerful. So on the 12th of this month, the moon appeared, and 14 days, the moon starts to become full. And after the moon appears for the first day, on the 6th day, the moon and the sun have intercourse within the atmosphere. Which means the moon appears, okay, in the heavens, and the sun also appears in the heaven. But now, the sun and the moon interchanges. The moon takes the place of what? The sun, where the sun arises, and the sun also took the place, or takes the place where the moon what arises. They've now intertwined, which represent our divine Kundalini, which represent our 7 chakras, which represent what? The serpent energy within what? Our spinal cord, our cerebrospinal fluid. Okay? So, Uset and Usa, okay, when you from 12 you count. After 6 days, now the moon, as you see the moon over there, and the sun also over there, they are having intercourse. So in 3 days, when you see it, when it appears in the afternoon, from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, all that stuff, when it appears, you count 3 days. And when it becomes full too, you count another 3 days. Okay, and after the 3 days, okay, you now count for what? The decrease. Then you get half moon, then the last moon, or the crescent moon to die. Okay, so from today, now today on the 12th was what? Now we are on the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. So we are on the 8th day when the moon appeared. Do you understand? And the moon started appearing in the skies in the afternoon. Okay, from the 16th or 17th I saw in the skies. Do you understand? So when the moon appears for the first day, it takes 6 days, 7 days to become what? Opened in the sky for you to see the moon and the sun having intercourse. Now after 6 days, after the 6 days when the moon appears, it takes another 3 days. Do you understand? Before it can go to become full again. And when the moon becomes full as well, it takes 3 days before it decreases. Okay, it's 14, giving you 28. Do you understand? That gives you 1 month. Okay, so Muslims are celebrating, or Muslims are what? Doing their fasting. They are fasting for Allah, and Allah represents the moon god. That is the new name they've given to the moon god, the sun god. In ancient Mesopotamia, we call the moon god the sun god. In Akan, we call it Bosome. Do you understand? Bosom or Omeyen or Osrane, and some people also call it Inanna. And the divine knowledge guiding the moon is called Tehuti and Seshat. Do you understand? Tehuti and Seshat. Okay, so now Muslims are celebrating or they are fasting. It represents the 9th month, and every human being is being born on the 9th month. 9 represents what? New life or spirit coming up. 6 represents spirit going down. When you turn 6, it becomes 9. When you turn 9, it becomes 6. When you join 6 and 9, you get 0 top, 0 down, giving you 8. Do you understand? That is the infinity symbol, the yin and yin, dark and light, heaven and the earth, man and the woman, the 2 eyes, Alewa, black and white, Pepsi, red and blue, going, balance to the deities. Do you understand? Sure. So this is how you calculate for the moon, or this is how you can calculate for the cycles of the moon. If you are not able to capture what I'm saying, you can visit my message again. This message is deep. Do you understand? Because we move with the cycles of the moon and the sun. Okay? And after Christians celebrated Easter, now Muslims are celebrating what? They are fasting. That is called Ramadan, the 9th month. Do you understand? So I told you in my videos on 21st March, I told you now the sun has crossed over, passed over. Sirius star has appeared. Do you understand? Sapadat, Sirius, Bosom Cheche, Bosom Efi has arises. Now showering her presence. That is the fertility goddess Venus, showering her presence upon Mother Earth. Do you understand? That is why they are celebrating what? The moon. So the day or the last day that the Muslims will conclude or they will break their fasting, that day is when the moon is going to be crescent, and the star, that is the eastern star, the morning star, the Lucifer, the star which appears from the east, do you understand, will appear. Now it will become what? Very bright in the moon. Do you understand? It will become very bright within the center of the moon. That is where the Muslims got, or the Islamic got what? Their symbol, okay, as the crescent moon with the star. Do you understand? So if you see the crescent moon on the Muslims or the Islamic mosque, it represents what? Uset and what? The new sun, Hiru. Uset giving birth to what? Hiru. Do you understand? Uset giving birth to Hiru. Yo, Prince Ishmael, Haruna, Jesakara, Islam will win with you or without you, but without Islam you are lost. Yeah, Islam represents the worship of the moon, the queen of heaven, the cycles of the moon. So when Islamic, or when the Islam, okay, when the Islamic people, the Muslims, when they end their fasting, that is when the sun, or when the star, Sapadat, Sirius star, appears from the east. If you look at the east, you see a brighter star, which is called Sirius. Sirius is called Sapadat in ancient Kemet. And in Akan, we call it what? Bosom Efi. Some people call it also Bosom Cheche or Cheche Pe Awarie, meaning the sun, the moon, and the star, they are husband and wife. Okay, so the last day to break Islamic fasting is the last day, the moon. Okay, as a crescent will open or will appear from the east, and the star will be what? Intertwined within the center of what? The moon. That is why the Muslim, they get their what? The crescent moon and the star. Do you understand? Okay, so they worship, they bow down and kiss the earth. They give honor to what? The queen of heaven, the moon god. Do you understand? The moon god, the queen of what? Heaven. Okay, the queen of what? Heaven. I'm here for truth. I'm not here to cause distraction. I'm not here to cause commotion for any black man. I'm here to open the truth to my people. Do you understand? I'm here to open the truth to my people. This represents Usa and Uset. Uset giving a proper barrier for what? Usa. When the body of what? Usa was caught by Set as a brother darkness, threw into the river Nile, 14 pieces. Now Uset started to do incantations, rituals, and the body of Usa came to infuse with what? Uset. Now they gave birth to the newborn son, Hiru, who is the new son. Do you understand? This represents what? The full moon. Okay? And when the moon is full, you see a woman with a child. Do you understand? This represents Uset giving birth to a new son, a new hero. So the next day you see the sun arising. Okay? So Christians celebrate what? Easter, the eastern star, the oyster, the egg star, the Lucifer, the light bringer. Do you understand? Okay? The light bringer. Okay? And Muslims are also enjoying their what Ramadan, the 9th month fasting. They are what replenishing their body. Do you understand? So I'm here, but me, I balance my life with the moon and the sun. I know the cycles of the moon and I know the cycles of the sun. This is just a conscious message for my conscious beings. You do your own research. I cannot go deep again. I cannot go viral about this again. This is the conscious deep secret. That is why I've been telling you, I come here to give you the secret. Okay? I come here to give you the messages. Do you understand? Then I'm gone. I'm not here for any commotion. I'm not here for any fight. I'm not here to cause commotion within my brother Christian and my brother Muslim. I'm not here to cause commotion. Okay? Between any tribe. Okay? I am not Akan as a reality, but I am a melanated being. I am a black descent. Do you understand? I am a black descent. So I'm here to open the truth. Okay? So me too, I've started my fasting. Okay, when the moon started, also me, I've started my fasting. I know the cycles of the moon. Do you understand? So today I was explaining it to one of my brother, as a Muslim brother. I told him I first started my fasting. Yeah, I started my community. Yes, I've also started my fasting because the moon has appeared and this is the 9th month. I know the sun has spring. The sun has now crossed over the equator. Do you understand? Okay, and there has been what? A crossover, an eastern star pass over. Do you understand? So after Easter, Ramadan, continuing, Mubarak, they will say Happy Mubarak. Do you understand? Yes, I have a Muslim brothers. After their fasting, I will go there to enjoy with them. They are worshipping the cycles of the moon. Muslim people are not coming from what? Like Christians. Okay? And the Quran was coming from what? The illuminated one, the wise one. Okay? The enlightened one, which is coming from the Eku. Eku means what? Wednesday. Muslim Eku represent the goddess of what? Wednesday, Mercury. In Akan we call it what? Mercury is the goddess of Wednesday. We call it Eku. Okay, and Eku represents what? The illuminated one, the wise one, the enlightened. And our ancestors, who are what? In the ancestral realm are called what? The Eku and the Ekutus. Do you understand? They are the what? Bright, light, enlightened one, enlightened ancestors that they are supporting us. Okay, so Ekura. So they are the illuminated ones. Ra also represent the sun god. Ra Raet. Male is Ra, feminine is what? Raet. Do you understand? So Ra Raet. Do you understand? Ekura, which represents what? The illuminated one, the wise one. So through Ekura, we got what? Quran. Do you understand? Through Ekura, the illuminated one, the wise one, we got what? Quran. Okay? It's deep knowledge. Do your own research. Shout out to everyone. I salute every conscious soul. Sorry for everyone. When my phone crashed, you see, blacks, we are not like these Caucasians and all those stuffs. Always, blacks are looking for the downfall of his brothers and sisters. I started my spirituality on my own. Do you understand? I started my spirituality on my own. Me, I started my spirituality on my own. My father is a Christian. My mother is a Christian. My family members are Christians. I was born into a Christian family. When I was young, my grandmom told me a story. And when I grew up, now I started to practice what my grandmom told me when I was young. So the Bible will tell you, Peter will tell you, when I was young, I was thinking like a child. As I've grown, I'm thinking like a man. So my first day at the tertiary, Ghana, tertiary, I'm saying in Ghana, Afuraka, I started practicing the cult of nature of my ancestors as my grandmother told me in the story. And afterwards, I saw that there is truth within our culture. And there is lies within the Caucasian culture, Christianity. Pastors are taking the money of my people. When you talk about the Orishas, when we talk about the deities, when we talk about the Abosom, when we talk about Olokum and Olorum, when we talk about Mawu and Lisa, when we talk about the Nganga O, when we talk about Nananyamiwa and Nananyame, people even don't understand what we are saying. Because they've taken all this knowledge from us. So through my spiritual journey, I was an agri student at the tertiary, and as I was doing my research, I called one of my friends. I told him, "Senior, Terence, highly welcome. Senior, let me teach you something. What I'm learning and what I'm researching, I've not seen them in our books since my generation as a student in the ancient of days, as I started day nursery, the crèche. This knowledge I'm researching on, I don't find them anywhere, but I find them within new books, books which are not exposed to the world, secrets which has been hidden from aeons and aeons. Then I told him, Senior, they are lying to us in school. Africans, we learn what we've been told at school, and we don't invent. But we are the first people that we started inventing aeroplane. The first car was made by an African. The first mobile phone was made by an African. Wi-Fi, internet was made by an African. Rose was made by an African. The first wise person, the first doctor, Imhotep, was an African. Do you understand? Now I started learning about the history of our cult of nature. My grandmom told me a story. So through my spiritual journey, I saw that there is lies which has taken over the world, and the truth has been hidden. Do you understand? So when I completed the tertiary, I just vowed to my soul that I will move with the truth. Even my last breath, I'll die with the truth. Shh. Amamre kwanso. Shh. Uti. Shh. Yemekau. Shh. Uti. Shh. Do you understand? Yeah. So I said, no. I'll say the truth to my people. I found out that our pastors, our so-called pastors, through my spiritual journey, I found out that our so-called pastors are making money from our own black community people. Do you understand? Our pastors who are preaching to us that there is a God in the skies, one day coming to rapture us as a magnet. Do you understand? They are what? Unpatriotic citizens looking and what? Searching for the betrayals of what? Their own nation, their own country. They are not what? Improving the cult of nature of our country. And as well, they are draining the minds of what? Our Africans. They are bringing them to a low vibration, a zero what? Vibration. So I spoke to my soul, my car, that I will say the truth to my people. And Amamre Kwanso, in the natural law, we will not come and what? Hesitate. We will not come and do anything to you. We will not come and fight you. But if you try, shh. Do you understand? If you try, shh, you go. Do you understand? Yes, this is the time for justice. People have been telling me I used to insult leaders, I used to insult pastors and all those stuff. I will not insult any pastor. I will not insult any leader again. But I will come here and say the truth to my people. Do you understand? I'm not violence, okay? I'm here for freedom. I'm here for the poor that they don't have mouth to talk. Okay? I am here for the people who have been lost. Do you understand? Even Jesus told his people that he did not come for the people who are wise or the people who are saved. He came for the people who are lost. I'm here for the people who are lost. Do you understand? I'm here and I stand for what? Our conscious beings, our what? Our poor and needy what? Africans. And I'm here to vibrate on a higher energy, telling my rare Africans, my rare melanated beings that we are not lost again. We were what? Enslaved from some time. But now there has been a sun. But now there has been a light from the mountain. And we've seen the light. And we are vibrating on what? That frequency. And it is sounding within our head. Sounding within our soul. As a music. A divine what? Ritual song. So that you vibrate on a higher frequency. Then you know the truth. You wake up from what? Those enslaved mind. Now you are enlightened. Now you become awake. Do you understand? Now you have to become awake. Because these lies have been triggered our mind aeons and aeons of years. Do you understand? And we are here to unfold the mysteries. Do you understand? So the moon represents what? Busum Efi, Tahuti, Seshat, Kunsu, Nana, Allah, Oslane. Do you understand? And the cycles of the moon go with the months. And the cycles of the moon also go with what? The feminine energy, giving them the menstrual what? Cycles. Do you understand? And the moon is the first energy that the sun follows. Okay? The moon receives its energy from the sun. And in Akan, we call the moon Ewusi. On Sunday is the sun energy that controls what? The moon. And in Akan, we call it what? Ewusi, Kwesi, and Akosia. And in Akan cosmology, is the grandwoman or the grandmother that institute what? A king. Okay, and before the grandmother will institute the king, we have a chair. Okay, as the crescent moon appears, how its shape appears, we have a chair called asesegwa. Do you understand? That is the stool that what the grandmom will provide for the king. Okay, and when they want to what? Institute the king, we call it what? Yesi. Si. And the sun also represents what? A si. Kwesi. Meaning what? We are giving what? A new king. We are giving what? A new instructions. We are giving a new pharaoh. Do you understand? So the crescent moon appears, it receives energy from what? The sun. That is why you see Het Heru, Bosom Efi, with what? The moon. Okay? With the moon what? Within what? The head. Do you understand? So we are here to elaborate about the truth. Do you understand? See? So now the Queen Mother now what? See or institute the king, and the king is being repraised or being sat, okay, on the what? Asesegwa, that represents what? The crescent moon, and the what? The star, that is the symbol on the what? The mosque. Okay, the crescent moon and the star represents what? The new king instituted by what? Uset, which is what? The new pharaoh, that is the new hero. Okay, so please do your own research. I love everyone. Consciousness. Yes, my phone got spoiled. The face crashed. Now I've repaired it, so, and now I'll be coming online frequently to give the truth. Okay, I have a deep secret I have to finish because Facebook has restricted me a lot of things. That's why I said if you come here, you share for everyone. Okay, you share for everyone. I mean truth. I'm not here to cause commotion. I mean truth. Okay, me penokre in Akan dialect. I'm speaking in the Akan dialect. Okay, me penokre. I want truth. Okay, me penokre. I am truthful and I want truth. Do you understand? The reason is that without truth, there is no balance. We have Ma and Ma'at. Ma'at, that is Ma and Ma'at. Ma is the masculine energy and Ma'at is the feminine energy. In Akan, we call it Emra. Laws and what? Hate. Divine law and divine hate. Do you understand? I follow nature. Do you understand? The cycles of the sun, the cycles of the moon. So if you want to calculate the moon cycle, this month it started on the 12th. Okay, and it will take from on the 12th, you count 14 days, it becomes full. After 3 days of the 14 days, now it starts to go down. Okay, that is another 14 days. So the 3 days, 14, do you understand? You take the 3 days out of that. Okay, 14 plus 14 will also give you what? 28, which is 1 month. And we follow the cycle of the moon as a month. And the women also menstruate on the 28th, 27th, 26th, 29th for their menstrual cycle. That is the moon's energy. Do you understand? Yeah, so shout out, share for everyone. Salute.